Good. All right. Good afternoon. Obviously, tough day in the building for all of us here. Game didn't go the way that we wanted it to. Didn't play well enough to win. Give the Cowboys credit. They did a good job. They made a lot of plays in the game, and we didn't capitalize on enough of our opportunities. So going through the tape right now with the players. Players been good. We're trying to get it all corrected, trying to do the best we can to, get things moving in a good direction. Obviously, got another big week in front of us. The NFL never slows down. So for us, it's about getting in, getting it corrected, and then we got to turn the page and get ready to go for the Redskins. So, obviously, we want to do the best we can here to clean up the things that are just, not really helping us win, things that are getting in the way, and certainly, we got to take a look at it on tape and make sure we see it and understand it so that we can, hopefully eliminate it. But I think that's the biggest thing right now for us, and probably penalties would be the number one issue for us. So that's spending a lot of time on that here right now. So I'll take questions.
Do Flowers and Ragnow remain in protocol?
Yeah, yep. So they're in protocol right now. We'll go through the process with them and see how the week goes.
What's the likelihood that Matthew Stafford plays again this year, do you think?
Again, we're we're week by week with him. So he's the same guy every day. So comes in ready to go and works hard. So we'll see how it goes as we progress. Week by week.
With what you know now, do you think he will play again this year, just in your heart of hearts? No.
I think I'll just keep it in the week-to-week basis, and we'll go from there.
You mentioned the penalties at a few points this year. How do you go about cleaning that up?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on that today, and I'd say, the top categories for all three phases right now is holding. So whether it's offensive holding, defensive holding, or offensive holding in the return game. I think part of that for us right now is, things that we need to be more disciplined on. I think there's some things in there with our hand placement, our footwork, our technique, that we really got to coach a lot better right now and make sure that, that we don't get undisciplined with that stuff. I think when either, you get out of position or maybe get to the point where, you're trying to maybe just do too much at sometimes and, that one little extra push, that one little extra pull, it's not worth it in that point, and we got to try to eliminate those sort of, decisions that we're making on the field.
Is that something where there could be playing time ramifications for individuals that maybe can't correct their issues with discipline there?
Certainly for us, we can't have, penalties and guys that, create a lot of penalties for us. It doesn't really help us. So hopefully we can, start eliminating that. I'd say a lot of the penalties things for us, though, it's in a lot of different areas. It's a lot of variety across the board. So try to eliminate the ones that right now are just showing up consistently. Those are the biggest issues.
Now, what makes you believe that your players are still buying into your message, especially defensively?
Yeah, I think there's, nothing that would give me an indication that they're not. I think for all of us in there in the meetings and going through everything that we're doing, trying to get better every day and attention to detail to what we're trying to do. We just had another great meeting again today. So I think those guys understand that I'm working as hard as I can to try to get it right, and I think they are too, and we understand that with each other. So for us, we're just trying to grind away to get it right.
And Dak Prescott said yesterday that he had 6 seconds back in the pocket, and he had time to go through his progressions, maybe not once, but twice, or maybe even 3 times.
Sure.
I guess is that the most disappointing thing about your defense right now, not being able to get home more? And what do you think the reason for that is?
Well, Jeff, I think, for us, you look at it week by week. Previous week, I think we had 5 sacks. I think that was pretty good. And I would say this week we didn't have enough pressure on the quarterback. Certainly think there were some things in there that we did early in the game that caused him some discomfort that he didn't like, which was really good. And I don't think we were able to sustain that enough throughout the course of the game. That was kind of the biggest, I would say, disappointment as far as that's concerned. And then sometimes I think, we get into situations where we start to press it a little bit too much and maybe get out of a rush lane, maybe go a little bit past the quarterback, especially a guy like, Dak that, you can't do that against. And just trying to be a little bit more disciplined with that through the course of the game probably would have helped us a little bit better.
You've mentioned inconsistency, many times through this.
Yep.
Is there any part of the defense where you see consistency, a foundation that you can start building out from?
Well, we're trying to, I think maybe we talked about it last week. I was really hoping to have another good week in the run game from that standpoint. We did that. That was one of the major things that Dallas does really well was the run game, and being able to have a couple, or really I would call it 3 out of 4 weeks here where the run game was probably pretty good against some really good backs. Hopefully that's encouraging for us going forward from that standpoint. Certainly, I think one of the things that when you look at the game that was able to kind of keep some things in perspective was our ability to maybe maintain that run game and not just let them grind the clock out in the fourth quarter entirely. Certainly the big plays in the passing game were killing us from that standpoint. But I would say, a couple good plays there in the run were positive. Hopefully we can keep building on some of that.
You check a box like that, you check stop the run game, and you really check a second box with containing their big players in Cooper and Elliott. I mean, how troubling is it for you that still 500 yards, 35 points?
Yeah, well, I mean, Cooper made a pretty big play there late in the game too. So I think overall with their skill guys, I don't think we did a good enough job with all of them. So, for us, we know they're a dangerous team, and we knew they were going to give us some problems, and obviously just disappointing that the problems were as big as they were.
I think the Lions are one of 3 teams that have led every game.
Yeah.
Closing out games, is that a mental thing? Is it a scheme thing? Is it a talent thing? What is the one factor involved why it's hard to close these games out?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's a really good question, and I think a lot of that isn't one answer. If it was, I think we'd try to attack that answer, to its fullest, the best we could. I think for us, it's been different things in different games, and that's kind of maybe the part of it that's been, inconsistent or whatever, however you want to phrase it from that aspect of it. But certainly, some of those games we just got to make a couple plays, and to be able to close them out. Some of them maybe it was, definitely we could change some scheme to help us in those situations, and some of it was, the other opponent making some plays in those situations that we didn't. So I would say that, our team's, it's a really competitive team. It's a tough team, and I think because of that, we have led in all the games that we've been in. And I think all of our games have been, one possession here, even going into the end of the fourth quarter. And play here or there really changes a lot for us. And those are the moments that we got to really somehow we got to just go out and execute better than we are right now, or better than our opponent, to give ourselves a chance. So I would agree. Some of those things at the end of the game all of them got to improve in whatever particular situation we're in that game. Yeah.
Yeah. What was there in Bo Scarborough that you saw? It was a pretty mercurial rise there at 11 days from practice squad to start an NFL game.
Yeah.
What did you see? Was some sort of tape you had on preseason games or whatever?
Yeah. Watched a lot of him coming out of college. Obviously watched a lot of Alabama tape and I spent some time with him and his offensive coordinator in college is someone that I know really well too. When he was there, he's now with Buffalo, but just guy that I think is really talented. He's a big guy, comes downhill, he runs hard, runs physical. For us, we wanted to get a chance to get him in here and take a look at kind of some of our run plays that we have and see how it fit his style. And through the course of the time that we've had with him out at practice, I just think he's really shown to me that, he can run big, he can run strong, he can get downhill. Standing behind some of those plays and really in front of them from the other side, from the defensive perspective, when you feel a guy like that kind of come through the line of scrimmage with kind of that power and that speed, sometimes you just kind of say that's going to be a really hard guy to tackle right there and some of the different situations that we're putting him in. So I thought it was a good opportunity for us to get him out there. Really wanted to see him in a game, want to see him run and want to see what it looked like and see if that could help our team. So something we've been thinking about for a while and just thought it was a good opportunity this week.
Feel this, if it feels like the world's closing in around you or whatever, but when there's a lot of negativity around like that,
sure.
What do you do? Who do you lean on, or what do you do to sort of get through that
yeah.
time?
I think for us here, in regards to the team, we just lean on each other, and we all understand that, we got a tight-knit group in there that really cares about each other, and we understand there's going to be some negativity and there's going to be people that are going to say stuff, and, probably all of us have gone through that our entire lives. It's probably why we're all here. It's because we're able to overcome that stuff and consistently fight and consistently get back to, what we have in mind as our goals. And so for us, we lean on each other. We draw strength from each other as a team, and I see the guys doing that right now, and that'll help us going forward. So it's kind of where we start.
I know you have more questions.
We talked about consistency, penalties, these types of things. Are you seeing defensively some assignment confidence issues? Guys not maybe getting mixed up, crossed up, or is that not something you're seeing?
I wouldn't say confidence, definitely not. But I would say there was in this game, in all 3 phases, I thought there were some mistakes, some MEs, some mental errors, or missed assignments, however you want to term it, that hurt us in that facet. I would say on the defensive side of the ball, we know the Cowboys do a lot of shifts, a lot of motions, a lot of different formations, things like that. So there was going to be some communication out on the field that we had to get right. And I think we missed a couple of those, which was disappointing to see from that aspect of it, and opened up some big plays. Certainly offensively, same thing. We had a couple of miscommunications out there, which caused a couple free runners and some bad plays in that situation. And the same thing with special teams. So, when you have those mistakes, You got to go back and take a look. You know, are we doing too much, or is it a communication thing? Is it something we can clean up coaching wise? What was the confusion and why? Part of that's today. You know, when we go through it, part of it's during the game as you go through it and you try to clean it up before it happens again. And some of it, you know, is guys I think are you know, trying to do everything they can to help you know, help the team out. And some of those situations, you just got to remind them, hey, just kind of do your job and worry about that and let everybody kind of do what they're supposed to do, and it'll all work together a little bit better.
I know you were asked this yesterday.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to ask you directly. Has anything changed with your role in play calling on defense the last couple of weeks? And if not, does it need to?
I think for us as a staff and you know, how we're doing things on defense, I think we got to, you know, continually improve it. You know, I definitely feel that that's been my message to those guys throughout the entire season, you know, so that we can help the players more. I try to do as much as I can, and we'll continually try to do that. But I think the coaches are working, you know, really hard to try to get it right from that aspect of it. So we obviously got to do more, you know, and we will. Sometimes I look at it and think I got to teach it differently too. You know, I always try to evaluate, okay, what can I say differently here? How can I explain it different? How can I term it different that will at least maybe understand it and maybe be able to, you know, play a little bit better from that aspect of it.
But have you taken any more control of that in the last few weeks?
You know, my role really on game day, it differs game by game. So some games it's been more, some games it's been less, and that's been consistent throughout the season. That's true.
Championships are the goal, Matt.
Yep.
You guys are at 3-6-1 with 6 games to play. What are you playing for right now?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing for this game this week. That's what we do, and that's really, honestly, that's how every week is for us. So it's 1 week, it's 1 game seasons. That's what they are, you know, and that's how the NFL works. So for us, we're going to go out, get done with today, get done with the corrections, and hopefully go give ourselves a chance to beat Washington. Okay.